Hey everybody, I'm JJ Johnson. You're watching Reality Survival. So today I'm just going to give you a real quick look at this barn that we're going to use for some of the animals and stuff. Chickens, maybe rabbits, possibly goats. Not really sure. Just kind of show you what I'm doing. I'm cleaning it out. I've used for years, and so the birds have kind of taken over. And this is where a lot of the birds' nests were, up inside, you know, this, I don't know if you call it a rafter or whatever. They tried to block it off by boarding it off and putting chicken wire and stuff, but all it did is just make a better place for the birds to nest. So I'm looking for solutions to keep the birds out. I think what I'm going to do is I think I can take expanding foam and just fill that whole space in each one of those rafters, and that'll probably keep them out and not give them a great place to put a nest. So that's going to be my first shot. If you guys got any ideas though, you can definitely let me know in the comments. This room over here is what I'm thinking is going to be, I'm going to take all this rest of this stuff out. I've got quite a bit of garbage in here still, some snow fence and different stuff like that. I'm going to take all that out, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have rabbit hutches up higher on the walls, and then I think the lower part of it, and I'm not sure about this, but I might figure out a way for the lower part of it to be a shelter for the dogs, or a doghouse shelter, and kind of disconnect, kind of separate them so that they can't be harassing, the dogs can't be harassing the rabbits and stuff like that. I don't know for sure on that. I may cut it in half this way and do the doghouse on the back and then the rabbits here on the front. I'm not really 100% sure on that yet, but still trying to figure out a way so that they can save space, because I'd like to be able to have the dog pen off to the back side of the, or the dog run, a pretty big long run on the back side of the barn here. So we'll see. All right. So, oh, the other cool part is they did leave me a, what I think is a 250, I think it's a 250 gallon fuel tank. I'm assuming it's diesel, but I don't really know yet. I'm gonna have to figure that out. I'm probably gonna move that up on the back side of the barn up there, so it's kind of out of sight and stuff too. Then the other side, we've got another room, and it is also a mess, as you can see. Bird shit and stuff everywhere. Got a bunch of junk over here. So I'm thinking I'm going to turn this part into the chicken coop. I'll have to resection it all off and clean it all out and all that stuff. But I'm thinking that'll be the chicken coop. And then what I'll do is right outside, so this is the outside here, then I'm going to make the chicken run go out that way, kind of up the same line as that fence, maybe up 30 or 20 or 30 feet, out 10 or 12 feet, and then back down, you know, like matching the width of the building here. So to give you a different angle on that, it would look something like basically having the chicken run extend straight out from the barn on both sides. And sorry about the noise, we got guys putting in some tile and hardwoods and stuff like that in the house. And then the dog run would be on the other side, on this side, and there would be a solid like a privacy fence kind of separating the two. I'm a little hesitant to do that because the dogs may be, you know, harassing the chickens and whatever. I don't know if that'll be a problem, my thinking is that if we raise them together, we're going to get border collies. If we raise them together, then they may not be an issue. You know, that they'll just get used to each other and it won't be any big deal. But it could be problematic, so I don't know. But if I have like a privacy fence separating the two, I think it'll be okay. And that privacy fence will also act as a wind block for the chickens, because the wind comes straight out of the northwest here, and it's just going to hammer them. And then the dogs will be able to go around the backside of the barn. The pin's going to kind of hook around the barn so that they can kind of get some shelter from the wind and stuff too. So that's the initial plan. And the reason I want the dogs up front is because that is our driveway. And so I want, anytime somebody comes down the driveway, the dogs to be able to make the noise. Now they're only going to be in the pen when we're not home, and it's really kind of unnecessary. But we've got a neighbor who's got some sheep and stuff like that, and he's kind of concerned about it. So I figure, okay, well, we'll do something to mitigate that a little bit. But most of the time when we're home, they'll just be off. You know, they'll just be running around, all that kind of stuff with the kids and everything. But anyway, so that is that's the animal barn, and got a lot of work to do on that one, just because it's so damn filthy. But I think it's going to work out pretty good. We have the rabbits on the one side, the chickens on the other, and then if we have goats or sheep or whatever we end up doing, we'll have those have a place to be able to go in the center there. Then my thought is that I'll put some pins, some fencing and gates and stuff out in the front, just to kind of be able to control where they're at and where they're going and everything. And then we've got to have to redo, you know, the fence kind of all the way around, and replace that with some barbed wire fence and stuff like that, just to keep the animals in, because right now it's just really poorly maintained horse wire. So we'll kind of divide up some paddocks and stuff like that. So anyway, we'll bring you guys along as we do these projects and stuff like that if you're interested in seeing it. So anyway, guys, I'd be curious to hear what your suggestions are for getting rid of the birds. Now, obviously, a shotgun is a good one too. And Tanner was just telling me the other day, he's like, hey, I haven't learned how to shoot, you know, flying targets yet with the shotgun. So that may very well be part of the answer. But I also don't want birds coming back in making new nests and stuff either. So anyway, look forward to seeing your comments. As always, definitely appreciate when you click the thumbs up button, when you share it with your friends on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. And don't forget to live the 6 Ps. Proper prior preparation prevents poor performance. Stay safe, guys.